Every time Vivek Ramaswamy gets on stage, it feels like he's putting himself through a humiliation ritual.
If you are an Indian, a Hindu, coming from a different culture, different religion than those who founded this country, those who grew this country, built this country, made this country the beautiful thing that it is today, what are you conserving? You are bringing change.
I remember watching him during the 2024 debates, and he was really trying to make himself like this baby Trump thing, and it wasn't working because people just didn't like him due to the fact that he wasn't white and Christian. It's funny because as much as the right would want you to believe that the left only cares about identity, it's pretty evident that identity is the most important thing to them. Because the left is open to anyone. Anyone can be on the left and be accepted. On the right, it's like, you're gay, you're not in. You're black or brown, you're allowed, but once we go far enough to the right, you're not allowed anymore. That's not even mentioning what they do to beer companies that even think about trans people. Just give it a few more months and they're going to be calling Kash Patel slurs. I promise you they will.
Jesus Christ is God, and there is no other God. He is part of the Holy Trinity, and any other God is a demon, and it's false. How can you represent the constituents of Ohio who are 64% Christian if you are not a part of that faith? If you are an Indian, a Hindu, coming from a different culture, different religion than those who founded this country, those who grew this country, built this country, made this country the beautiful thing that it is today, what are you conserving? You are bringing change. I'll be 100% honest with you. Christianity is the one truth.
Christian voices should be the main voice of America, and I want to know basically why you seem to be, and I don't mean to be horribly offensive, but why you seem to be masquerading as a Christian.
You familiar with the Ten Commandments?
You call yourself a Hindu, but you also call yourself Christian.
I don't call myself Christian. I call myself a Hindu. I'm not running to be pastor of Ohio. I'm running to be governor of Ohio, and I didn't run to be pastor of America. I ran to be president of the United States of America. What's your faith?
I'm a Christian. I'm a follower of Jesus.
Great. Do you believe in the Holy Trinity? The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit?
I think a lot of people here do. So
good. And that doesn't make you a polytheist, does it?
Probably not, no.
Great. And so in my faith, I believe there's one true God. He resides in all of us, and he appears in different forms, but it's one true God. So I'm an ethical monotheist. That's the way I would describe my faith. Do you think it's inappropriate for someone who's a Hindu to be, say, a U.S. president?
No, I think it's... no, well...
You be honest.
Isn't Hinduism...
because you're an Indian.
I can ask yourself that. Hinduism believes in Shiva and, what is it, the flute God, I forget.
Right, Krishna, who's you're thinking of?
Yeah, Krishna. But isn't Charlie Kirk's organization founded on Christian values as well? And isn't the United States of America also, based on what Protestantism is, based on how those values are? Wouldn't that contradict what your beliefs are?
Like I said, I'm not here to justify my faith to you any more than you are to me, but what I do share is the value set this country was founded on. And I think that it's really important that we not reinvent the founding of this country and what it was actually all.
Just because he is a Trump supporter, he thought he would be accepted by white people. Just because he is a Republican, he thought he would be accepted. He is forgetting these are racist white people. They don't want to know about other races. All they care about is themselves. All they treasure is white supremacy. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sumi. Just in case you see me for the very first time, I hope you do consider subscribing on the channel. In today's episode, I came across these videos that are kinda something to even laugh about, but it's not really something to even laugh about. This is just an embarrassment to the Indian community in the United States. Now, this guy who is running for governor goes to some of the congregations where it's literally full of white people. He goes there, I think he is seeking for votes, but these people openly told him that, first and foremost, you are not white, you are an Indian, and you are not even Christian. We are not going to give you our votes. It's not even the very first time. There is also another white lady who was like, you know what? It doesn't matter. Even if you're a Republican, as long as you are not white, you're an Indian, and you're not a Christian, don't expect a vote from me. Openly, but still they just don't get it. They just keep on putting themselves in situations where they are not wanted. They just want to keep on forcing themselves to be loved so much, to be accepted so badly. Before I start reacting or even going further, guys, let me play for you these clips and let me know what you think down in the commentary. I don't know if you've come across them already, but still let us watch them together.
Hands down, my favorite pastime is when a brown or black person has that realization that they will never be liked by racists. If you haven't heard of this guy, he is running for governor in Ohio. He decided to go to the Turning Point USA to get their support. And they humbled him so quickly with one thing, his religion. He's not Christian. And I don't know why he thought that they were going to see him somehow as an equal. A, you're brown. B, they don't like any other religion that isn't Christianity. So every single person who got up at the mic was like, you can't be our governor. You're not white. You're not Christian. And here he is. His heart is breaking. He's done nothing but chuck, jive, tap dance to appease them. And when it comes down to it, it was never enough. And so that's how y'all look. If y'all wanted to know how y'all look, for those of you who be tap dancing, chucking and jiving and wondering what it's going to look like when the tables turn, it looks like this. You see that? That's what it looks like.
Vivek Ramaswamy is learning the hard way that bigotry and white supremacy in this country run deeper than one could ever outrun. Vivek was having some town halls in Ohio because he's running to be governor of Ohio. Now, Vivek ran to be president, and of course, bigotry. So he didn't make it into the primaries. Be that as it may, you know, he did cozy up to the Republicans enough to garner some sort of attention on the national stage. And so he ultimately was supposed to be a part of Doge. But again, bigotry and white supremacy. So Elon Musk was the front runner and took the lead on Doge. Vivek was working with Elon for 1.5 seconds, okay? He lasted shorter than a New York minute, okay? And then got up out of Dodge. Now he's running to be governor of Ohio, and he did a town hall. And let me tell you something, them Christian Caucasian kids did him in. They said, why would you ever think you should be running to be governor of Ohio when you a Hindu? How inappropriate. One of them kids said, listen, Jesus Christ is Lord, okay? And I don't know what you doing with this Hindu stuff, but I don't really think you should be the governor. Now, Vivek tried to clap back and said, I'm not trying to be the pastor of Ohio. I'm trying to be the governor. And they were like, but we don't want you. And, you know, therein lies the lesson. Therein lies the lesson. Most people think we have a problem, right versus left, red versus blue, Republican versus Democrat, radicals versus, you know, no. We have a class problem. We have a white supremacy problem. We got socioeconomic problems. Okay? Those are the problems we have in real life. Oh, Vivek, Lord have mercy on him.
I'm not sure what it's going to take for my people to truly realize that we're not welcome here. And it really doesn't matter whether you were born here or not. We're all looked at the same. Now, if you're Indian and you're watching this, you know as much as I do that we have a lot of similarities and we have a lot of disconnects. As descendants of a nation that was once colonized, we tend to whitewash a lot. And that is a truly strange phenomenon that happens. As someone that looks like, speaks like, and basically has the same story as Vivek Ramaswamy, I can let you know right now that this is nothing new. It doesn't matter what your accent sounds like. It doesn't matter what you believe in. It doesn't even matter how rich you are. The point that I'm trying to make is that no matter how hard we try, we're never gonna be them. And this is nothing different than what other minority groups go through in this country. Whether you're black, whether you're Mexican, whether you're Asian, whether you're Indian, it doesn't matter. We'll always be seen as the lackey, and as soon as they don't need us anymore, we're gone. And the faster that we realize that, the better it'll be.
I agreed with many things you said during, in fact, probably more than most other candidates when you were running for president, but I still would not have voted for you because you're an Indian.
That interview happened almost a year ago, and it's as real as you can get. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it couldn't have happened to a better person than Vivek. And look, I sympathize to an extent with the guy. I'm Indian, right? But he put himself in that situation. I get it, like the other side saying, well, what else is he supposed to do? Like run away from the racists? No, he's not supposed to run away from the racists. But he's not supposed to conform to them either. There's this really strange thing that happens to some Indian people where we believe that we're like a model minority. We think that if we assimilate or whitewash ourselves, that we'll be accepted as an American. But also sometimes what happens is that we assimilate too much. Vivek is just a guy that made it big in the pharmaceutical industry and then decided to take his money to politics. And Christian nationals will never see you, us, as their equal. And don't get it twisted, I absolutely do commend him for trying to break the barrier, but at this point I just really feel like he has some type of like humiliation kink, because it's getting kind of embarrassing.
Jesus Christ is God, and there is no other God. He is part of the Holy Trinity, and any other God is a demon, and it's false. How can you represent the constituents of Ohio who are 64% Christian if you are not a part of that faith? If you are an Indian, a Hindu, coming from a different culture, different religion than those who founded this country, those who grew this country, built this country, made this country the beautiful thing that it is today, what are you conserving? You are bringing change. I'll be 100% honest with you. Christianity.
First and foremost, I want to say good for Vivek here. He was able to experience the politics of white supremacy that he adopted and assimilated into, only to get chewed up and spit out. As a former white Christian nationalist, I am speaking from experience, not something I watched in a movie or read in a book. This is a real life experience. To all black and brown people, white Christian conservatives, especially MAGA, will only like you or promote you if you know your place. Look at Candace Owens. She was a MAGA darling, a star, until she got out of line. When she decided to dance to the beat of her own drum set, this is what they had to say about her. But the truth is, black and brown people already know this about white Christian nationalists. So to white people, recognize this truth and change. You notice how the kid in the video said that 64% of Ohio is Christian? How can you represent us as being Hindu? What he really wanted to say was 76% of Ohio is white. How can you represent us being a brown man? But as they say, there's no hate like Christian love. It's easier to masquerade their racism and their xenophobia under the guise of their Christian faith. The vast majority of them spewing this ignorance don't even know what Hinduism is. Hell, the vast majority of them have never read their Bible. But I love it when they say that this country was founded on Judeo-Christian principles. Our founding fathers, the signers of the Declaration of Independence, were all Protestant Christians. You know what else they were? Slave owners, at least half of them, and for the other half, it wasn't a deal breaker. Much like MAGA Republicans today, half of them are openly and explicitly racist, and the other half, it's not a deal breaker for them. But honestly, I'm really glad that Vivek got to experience this running for governor of Ohio. He got to see that people in MAGA will not like you based on your religion, your skin color, your sexual orientation, and your sexual preference. No matter how much you do your little dance, Vivek, white racist people will not pick you.
They told him that he will never be one of them. Basically, he will never get their vote. They don't care that he's a Republican. All they care about the fact that he's brown and he's Hindu. And so he's over there, talking about, his beliefs and whatnot. And they basically told him they don't care. He will never get their vote because he is not white. I am just here asking these questions. I know it's rhetorical because I know. But when are the Latinos, for Syphilitic Sid, Tim Scott, Vivek, and a whole host, Candace, when are y'all gonna understand that just because you may share certain conservative values that really are no longer conservative values, that you will never be accepted by these racist people? It is very evident at this point that they had no problem using you to secure votes for the people who look like you, but they are never going to let you into their club. If you look at Syphilitic Sid's cabinet, there is one black man in that cabinet, and he's the HUD secretary, as if they think the only thing that a black person can understand is subsidized housing. But I ain't gonna lie. I love this for Vivek. Because no matter how much you speak like them, no matter how much you say the same hateful things as them, you will never be one of them. And I love this for him. I do. I ain't gonna lie. I love it. And I can't wait for the continued dragging. Maybe I should feel a little something for him, but I don't. I really don't. I really don't. And I don't care. I don't care. Okay.
You are an Indian, a Hindu, coming from a different culture, different religion than those who founded this country, those who...
This is so funny because it shows you that all these South Asian men, especially who have become these big Trump supporters, they're not one of them. They're like, wait a second, like, I'm white on the inside. They don't see that. Like, you can see Vivek's like hairline trying to run away from the situation, or like Kash Patel in that one interview where they're like, we hope this person was a person of color. For so long, first generation immigrant South Asian Indian people have been told to assimilate to white standards. They might see themselves, or we might see ourselves as an American first and foremost. But the problem is, most of America does not see us this way. You know how many people ask me if I do yoga? If I pray 5 times a day? I grew up Catholic in Iowa. America will always be racist against people of color. You know, this is why like people like Zohran Mamdani has resonated so much with people. It's because he's so authentic about who he is. He knows his identity. He's not trying to cosplay. He's not like, you know, a typical South Asian candidate like Kamala Harris or Nikki Haley, who really try to appease white voters in their identity. Yeah, Vivek, you deserve this.
So I think he thought him being a Republican, he will be accepted. This is what some people really don't understand, that if you are not white, the racist white people will never accept you. Even if you're a Trump supporter, even if you are a rock and die, these people will never accept you because you are not one of them. This is just an embarrassment. People just choose to put themselves in situations whereby they can't even rescue themselves from. He just doesn't understand that he is not actually these people. He is not white. He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. And then after some time, they'll come out seeking for help from black people. Please help us from these racist black people. No. And they think being a Trump supporter, they can be favored in the white communities. These people are racists. These people, all they treasure is white supremacists. These are white supremacists. If you are not white, it doesn't matter. Even if you're the one who washes Trump's legs, they will still not give you their votes. And they will openly tell you that. Because you just want to keep on proving a point. That's how people end up being embarrassed in public. Because I'm looking at the children who are even younger than this man. They are just debating him and telling him points that are really hurting. He is into his feelings because he doesn't understand. He just doesn't get it. Some people just need to be hit on the head for them to wake up and understand exactly. He would not go through. This is an embarrassment. I think Indian, Mexicanos, Latinos, let me just mention them. I think they just need to know their place. They are not whites. It doesn't matter even if you're born and raised in America, still you are not white. If black people are being treated like this, if black Americans, the original people, are being discriminated, are being treated like trash. How about you guys? How about you Indians? Oh my God. Let me not go further with this video, guys. Let me just know what you think about it, because to me it is crazy how people can put themselves in situations where they can't literally rescue themselves from. Otherwise, if you've watched up to this, I'm thinking you have enjoyed it. I hope you do consider subscribing on the channel in case you haven't subscribed. And again, let me remind you about the memberships of this channel. There are only 3 stages: bronze, silver, and gold. Please go check them out. Support my work on here. And to the person who already subscribed to the membership, that is Letitia, shout out to you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So guys, let us meet again in another clip that I'll be uploading. Otherwise, bye bye.